Good evening. It's Thursday, the 11th of February 2021. Book for the day: Human Crossings, 9 stories about refugees. And the story that I've been reading to you is Amina's Diary, a journey crossing the borders to human unity by Nasser. And Rubina and Amina have become friends. And Amina was just waking up and she was thinking about the hardship that Rubina's father was facing. The story continues. I was alerted by the shouting growing louder as more people emerged from their tents. Europe has closed its borders today. You can't travel to Macedonia, shouted a young man from the UNHCR. A crowd of people had gathered around him. Tensions were high. The young man looked afraid of the mob. He was only the messenger. We joined the crowd. Some men shouted abuse at the European Union. Cowards, cowards. How can they forget about us and our plight? They shouted. Women carrying children started to cry. What will happen to us? I found Rubina in the crowd and held her hand tight. This news was shattering. I had waited years to get to this point. I couldn't be turned away now. What had happened? I heard people talking about Turkey's bilateral agreement with the Council of Europe for €3 billion the day before. Turkey had agreed to be recognised as the first country of asylum for refugees according to the Dublin Agreement. At the first port of arrival, refugees had to declare asylum. What had been happening during the crisis was that thousands of refugees had not. They were set on reaching destinations further north, like Sweden, Germany, and the UK. I was one of them, even though I picked up my Caritas in Athens. I had not declared asylum. The agreement with Turkey meant those refugees arriving in Greece would be deported back to Turkey or were to be held in the reception centres in the hotspots on the Aegean Islands. I needed to find a solution. I went to sit down. Rubina sat down next to me. Her face looked confused and anxious. I don't understand, she said. I tried to explain, and she just put her head in her hands, shaking it from side to side. In the camp, men were getting very angry. They were shouting and swearing. We are stuck. What are we supposed to do? Just stay here and die? What about our children? Do they not have a heart? The volunteers and aid workers did their best to calm people down. Another way will be opened up. Stay calm. Rumours began to spread around the camp of a protest march. A number of Syrian men had called people to attention. We will force ourselves across the border, they proclaimed. if we can't go through the border, we will go around the border. I got to know a few of the Arabic-speaking Iraq and Syrian women who were travelling with their husbands. They told me it would be a difficult walk, about 6 kilometres around the border. They would also have to cross a fast-flowing river. People seemed determined, many of them unable to accept the idea of remaining in Greece in the military camp. I too felt an urge to move forward. I have been through too much to stop now. Allah, give me courage and keep me safe. And that's where we'll leave it for today. Human Crossings, 9 stories about refugees, can be found on Amazon and on its Facebook page. Until tomorrow, good night, Diane Hans.